Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it.
When was my last profitable video? Wow. It was me talking about my channel being dead. Again. That was 64 videos ago. We just hit the 3-year anniversary of doing whatever it takes to pivot away from reptiles, and there's no hope. When I posted my first new reptile video last month, I was immediately contacted by people concerned for my well-being because I adamantly expressed I would kill myself before I keep another exotic animal. But then I experienced YouTuber ego death. Last year, I had the privilege of being accepted into the YouTube Partner Manager Program, one-on-one consultations with YouTube to help grow or save YouTube channels. So, you're a reptile channel. No, well, I was, but I stopped keeping reptiles. Why? I kind of grew to not like it, which was fine. Like, it was my job. You don't gotta love your job. So I kept going at it for a few years, but eventually it wasn't even earning enough to justify doing. Like, I was working 80 to 100 hours to watch my income just decline slowly. Okay, all right, yeah. So what are your goals with YouTube? Oh, well, making videos is like my biggest passion ever. I love everything about it pretty much. So being able to make money from it means I can literally do it all the time. So basically, grow, make money, keep doing what I love. Very wholesome, I know. So I did some deep diving into your channel, and it's been, what, 2 years since reptile videos? Yeah, so your entire audience is still a reptile audience. Like, here, look at this. Look at who they primarily watch. There are no car channels, no finance channels, no fitness. All their watch time, aside from you, basically, it's all reptile. Yeah, reptile channels. I mean, they do watch other channels though. Like, I talk to viewers every day who tell me they watch no, not really. I mean, look, I'm sure some do, but look at the data. You have a reptile audience. When can you make your next reptile video? I don't have any reptiles. You can acquire some, right? Yes, like, everyone that reaches out just wants to, like, get help with their animals. They want to send me reptiles, whatever. Even the sponsorship offers are they're still reptile brands. You have a reptile audience. I would literally delete this channel before I post another reptile video. Okay, I wouldn't delete it, but I'm willing to do anything else. I dug my heels in and endlessly refused. I wanted to prove I could make it work against the odds, but today, the interest of you, my active and engaged audience, is split into a bunch of groups. This means the majority of my audience is disinterested in every topic. I deliver Amazon, 90% don't tune in. I get a new car, 90% don't tune in. Except for one topic. Alright, Mr. Go Herping, it's in the name. When's your next reptile video? The algorithm will push it immediately. You will see viewers come back. No, I'm not doing it. You understand that of your 620,000 subscribers, 560,000 of them are only subscribed for reptiles. I know, I'm not going back though. Also, there's a lot of non-reptile people here. We've had many calls, but your channel hasn't seen a positive growth trend in, well, a long time. Your car being crashed did well. Can you replicate that? Nobody will crash my new car. I literally bought one with 1,000 horsepower. It's like the cheapest fast car to rent on Turo, and nobody will damage it. Huh, that's unfortunate. Have you thought about making a new channel? Not really. I don't even know like how I'd afford the time to do that. Like, it could take years just to get monetized. Yes, but Alex, your channel just doesn't have a future. Your active audience not engaging in your non-reptile videos is hindering any chance of finding success in the algorithm. If you want to do this as a hobby, that's fine, but there's nothing more we can do if you aren't going to post reptile videos. Normally, these calls ended with scheduling my next call, but he just said, see ya, and hung up. And a few hours later, I got an email that I was dropped from the YouTube Partner Manager Program. I fully knew for a long time I had broken the 3 cardinal sins of YouTube: never create a variety channel, never pivot from the niche you land on, and build a repeatable formula. One of my favorite examples of doing this right, doing it well, is Chubby Emu. I subscribed to him 10 years ago when he was a gaming, powerlifting, tech, commentary, and life advice channel. He was all over the place as he documented his biggest passions in pursuit of the perfect niche. Then one day he made a medical video. The rest is history. Have I been waiting 8 years hoping he'll eat a bunch of eggs again? Yes, but I don't even think he lifts anymore. Obviously, he found the formula, he stuck to it, and seeing him go from 5,000 to 4 million subscribers has been insane. But there are a few big things he did that I did not. 1, he experimented while small, not after his first peak. 2, his current formula is predictable, and he has total control over the entire production process. Sure, he hires actors and stuff, but he doesn't rely on luck or circumstance. And 3, he's simply better at YouTube, better at storytelling, and better at filmmaking than I am. I believed I could be that 1 in 1,000 and push through to the other side. Think people who pivoted after they built a foundation. PewDiePie or Steven Suptic, 2 of my big YouTube idols who both switched it up multiple times. Steven Suptic even changed his name 3 times. From MLG Hunt doing Minecraft videos, to Steven Suptic doing commentary and reactions, to SugarPine7 doing half-real, half-scripted comedy vlogs. Granted, they actually ran out of funding and Steven left his own channel, and it was after this final call with YouTube that I made this video. I'm trapped in a vicious cycle. I went back to delivering for Amazon and questioning what to do, as 2026 was less than a month away. I was really hoping that by this year, I'd be earning enough to work just like max 60 hours a week. Maybe have some free time and not be fully enveloped by sitting at my computer. I love writing, I love editing, I like doing this, I enjoy narrating. But I was fantasizing about having time to indulge in some hobbies, keep improving my health, and create new relationships instead of hermit maxing in Google Docs and Premiere Pro. And so, I did all this anyway when I didn't have the money to. For the start of 2026, I was in the gym 3 to 6 times a week. I put on 15 pounds of both fat and muscle. I went from climbing 5.8s to 5.11s, aggressively improved my diet, and I began growing my pitifully small circle of IRL connections. Valuable progress, at least for me, is slow and not very interesting. So I didn't know how to make it click-worthy, hence the lack of uploads this year. I just didn't have anything crazy going on. I know a lot of you would love just regular day-in-the-life vlogs of me doing whatever. I'd love to share more with you. It's just been hard to find free time to actually balance like making money and doing non-money making things and then also documenting that for YouTube. It was a great couple months, but the trade-off is my income plummeted, and I ended up using the small amount of money I did set aside for taxes just towards my regular living expenses, telling myself that I'll figure out a series to break the cycle by the time taxes are due. I didn't, and then taxes were due, but I was like, that's okay, I'll get an extension. The IRS denied the extension. I was like, that's okay, I'll get a payment plan. The IRS denied me a payment plan. I didn't even know they could do that. They said I owe everything immediately. I was like, I don't have any money. They didn't like that answer. That's a separate story though. Anyway, for the first time in a long time, I had no ideas. I was still filming a lot. The same way some people journal every day, I record and write every day. I have a folder on my computer of just abandoned videos that maybe someday will get finished, but probably not. There's over 1 terabyte of footage in there right now, none of which even feels like it's worth the time to edit. It's just, like I did car wrapping, gaming, story times, more waking videos, Tesla content, a little travel. I almost restarted Turo. I started a relationship saga, but there's nothing interesting yet. I'm not good at, nobody wants to date me. So right now it's basically dozens of video intros with no climaxes, no resolutions, and no conclusions. Now that's part of the video experience, and it kind of makes it more fun because then when something does work, you're like, oh, it happened, it's happening. Like the slow and boring days make the exciting days more exciting. But I did run through a lot of money trying to find something that works. My overhead is pretty high, even without outsourcing much work. Like I really do wish I could afford to offload some editing and especially camera work. It's very nice when I can have a camera guy like follow me around and stuff, so much easier. So why not just work a job and do videos on the side? These videos do not edit themselves. Whoa, look at these effects. Oh, we're going crazy here. I am envious of channels like video essay channels, reaction channels, or formulaic channels like reviewers who can just sit at their computer and pump stuff out. Not to discredit them, still takes a lot of time, expertise, they built that skill, but it's more structured, it's easier to plan, and easier to predict, and like budget as well. I might do some more e-bike videos. I know not everyone or anyone cares about the e-bike videos, but I get paid to do the e-bike video, I get the free e-bike, and then I can sell the e-bike. It might just help. If you see them pop up, just know my boy's getting out of debt. My Turo formula was the closest thing I've had to, well, a formula that works. Rent Tesla to bad guests. I bang out a script, I narrate, I edit the video with a similar pacing, I literally copy and paste the same music, reuse some of the same footage, stick a little sponsor segment on there, speedrun a thumbnail, and boom. That is less than one workday. That's less than 20 hours to create an entire video. People ask why I don't take some money off the top each time I have a little bit of a win on YouTube, like, and then put it into savings. I do at first, and then I spend the savings because it ends up costing more or takes longer or whatever. There's an episode of Adventure Time where Jake is sick and asks Finn to tell him a story so he feels better. But Jake demands it's a true story. Finn just can't think of one on the spot, so he goes out to discover one. Unfortunately, not much is happening, so he ends up trying to force an interesting story. The harder Finn tries to force it, the worse it goes. He ends up being like kidnapped and threatened with death or something. At first, Finn is panicking because he's about to die, but then he gets excited because he's like, wait, I've put myself in the best situation for a true story. He goes home and he delivers Jake the true story. But sometimes it just goes farther than I intended it for it to, and I can't even get myself to share the story publicly. There is a roommate saga from last year that I still haven't produced into anything. I hate not revealing an experience I had, but once something's on the internet, it's not coming off. And I'm like, do I really want this story on the internet? I don't know. I do have some more stories that I can share if I change my mind. And so we're brought to a couple months ago where I wasn't making any money. I had nothing else going on aside from bettering myself and enjoying my day. And worst of all, I wasn't collaborating with anyone. I'm not very good at coming up with ideas or concepts. I'm just good at like executing them. If someone gives me a concept, like make a video about this, I'm like, that's good, I can do that. And so I usually find people to help me with this and collaborate with through my own community. But my audience is so small right now, it's been a while since I've like created new connections through people that understand the channel and want to work with me. But what I just did pretty recently is I put all of my emotions, all my opinions, all my preferences to the side. I went kind of just robotic and decided I would simply do whatever is necessary. I will take the path, not of least resistance, but the most realistic path, the most efficient road to financial stability. Staring me in the face for years was reptile videos. I spent like a few $1,000s on these animals in the first few weeks. You haven't even seen all the animals yet. Like one already died. I'm at the vet, what feels like every week, and I did a whole reptile road trip for an animal that went very badly. I did film it, but I haven't had time to edit that yet. I ended up losing another couple thousand though, and that's a whole separate story. The IRS is now more upset because I still haven't paid because I spent the last of my cash on reptiles, thinking it might be the solution. I made like $700 from reptile videos so far, and that's before subtracting my expenses, so it's wrong direction. We're actually going more down instead of up right now. Do not tell the IRS that I spent the last of the money I had for them on reptiles. Some of you have really enjoyed the reptile comeback, but unfortunately it's not the majority of viewers. Like if you remember the graph of my active and engaged audience and what you're most interested in, yeah, it turns out the reptile enthusiasts are actually just as small as any other topic that I cover. Sadly, because I lost my YouTube partner managers, I can't get their reaction or perspectives on me actually taking their advice and it not really going as they thought it would or the way I thought it would. But what I do know is the performance of a video is dictated largely by the initial response of your core audience. So every upload that I post, it's kind of penalized because each topic appeals to such a small niche within my own viewers. A lot of you ask, like, why haven't you shown up in my home feed in so long? Well, YouTube will offer one of my videos to a subset of my viewers, and it'll be like, huh, only 10% of your audience was interested in this. I guess it's just a dud. Maybe your next one will do better. The next time They're like, huh, only 10% tuned in. Maybe it's a different 10%, but it's like such a small group of my viewers that are watching that YouTube stops pushing my uploads. The number one question, of course, was if my passion for reptiles came back or if I was being held at gunpoint to do this. To have passion, the definition of passion means something you're willing to suffer in the pursuit of. I have two passions, a passion for making videos and a passion for not being broke. I'm willing to do whatever it takes if it means I can do these two things, because I really like these two things. Many comments were kind of exposing me for trying to save my channel and make money. I didn't know that was controversial, but yes, the allegations are true. I was trying to save my channel and make money. I'm sorry. I didn't have a passion for living with squatters, for example, but I did love making these videos, and they got me out of $24,000 in debt that I had accrued trying to make other series work. So when I was faced a couple months ago with either quitting YouTube or making videos on something that isn't my favorite, the choice became pretty easy to make. I'd rather do something I love about something I don't love than not get to do something that I love at all. Now, long term, could I resurrect the reptile audience on my channel? I mean, possibly. Like any audience you grow, it may just take a few dozen, a few hundred videos, which I'm no stranger to doing. I don't mind the grind, but I just don't have the head start or kind of cheat code that I thought I might have if I jump back into reptiles. I do need money in the short term if I want to afford the patience for long-term growth of any project I'm doing. Simply put, there is no topic that will appeal to the majority of my audience. Asterisk, that I can make into a reliable formula to upload regularly to sustain my overhead costs and make growth possible. My audience is so spread thin that going back to reptiles means fighting the same battle to get away from the reptiles. I would just be doing the same thing but opposite. Because so many of you don't care about the reptiles. There's a lot of people who want to send me animals right now, like in my inbox. They want to mail them or come meet me in person to give them. I just can't afford to accept them. Even if they pay a little bit of a rehoming fee, it's expensive. My first rehab coming back to this, the leopard gecko that's blind, and he's still kind of blind, I've already spent about $700 on him, which is in line with what I used to spend per animal, but he has only generated about $85 in revenue. Compare this to when I could make a couple thousand between views, ads, affiliates, sponsors, Patreon, and then selling the animal at the end of the whole rehab thing. My second reptile rehab that I started, it already died. If I do 50 more of these, it's possible we'll see the revenue I used to generate from animal rehab. But to keep spending in pursuit of that right now would be another big risk where I rack up credit card debt or ask my bank for another loan perhaps, or e-beg, I guess. But that's all while the IRS is threatening to put a levy on my assets. Was this the best idea? It's what we call a Hail Mary. And like any desperate, last-minute, low-percentage effort undertaken when the odds of failure are overwhelmingly high, it didn't work. My nightmare is waking up another 3 years from now when I'm like 29 years old, and I look back and I'm like, wow, I really just spent 6 years of my life trying to save this channel. I'm big on competing against yourself, and this 20-year-old is outperforming me, and it pisses me off. The last few years have been the most fun of my adult life, and everything aside from finances is very good, which I'm very grateful for. Like, I'm healthy. What else do I need? Okay, I need money. I like having health and money. If I could only have one, I do prefer health, but both would be kind of cool too. Financially, I'm in the same spot that I was 1,000 days ago. Luckily, I have developed many new skills, and besides death, all failure is psychological. So there's two paths forward. I continue revolving my life around producing content for Go Herping specifically in hopes that I can see positive growth, or I take Go Herping out of the priority number 1 slot for the first time ever and slide it to the back burner. If I do continue going all in, I see two possible, most likely outcomes where one of these things will come out of my mouth in the future. I am so glad I stayed focused, I didn't get distracted, I stuck to what I was good at, and I built upon the audience I already had because it finally paid off. Or, I cannot believe I wasted another 3 years trying to revive this channel. What was I thinking? If I believed in fortune tellers, I would not have gone to one. I like the future being a mystery. I think that makes it more fun, but I do wish I could ask one thing. I don't need to know how expensive it is, how long it'll take, or how hard it'll be, but what should I be working on day to day right now? Like when I wake up, I just woke up a few hours ago and I'm making this video, but like, should I even be doing this? And when I wake up tomorrow, where should I put my time and energy that it's most valuable and will most benefit myself? Is social media my future? Or am I gonna switch to a career path I don't even know about yet? My mindset is to do whatever is necessary to achieve financial stability. That way I can truly progress towards my priorities. Wow, those are some damn good priorities. Look at those babies. All in on YouTube, quit YouTube, get roommates again, sell my house, go super frugal, spend more in the pursuit of increasing my income, sell my cars, buy more cars, education, a 9-to-5, more Amazon, a medical degree, gamble, a little loan for a new startup. I think it's funny when people who don't know much about me learn about my financial situation, being that I own a house, but I don't have any cash. They're always like, have you considered getting roommates? I do have a longer term, realistic career goal that's scalable, that's reliable, that's more consistent. Something that I could grow possibly into a team and that utilizes my skills and interests. I would like to start pursuing that as soon as possible, but I think I need to focus on getting my head above water again with some sort of predictable income that covers a more affordable lifestyle. And finally, a message to me in 2029. If things worked out, you're welcome. And if things don't work out, my bad. Sorry about that. I tried, but good luck. Maybe you can figure it out. The only thing I won't do is OnlyFans. You gay fucking gooners.